All right, today we're going to talk about a pretty awful art situation. That's honestly, I think awful is putting it lightly. Terrible situation. I think that you could say that maybe there is at least a bright side at the end of this, because there is, at the time of making this video, a new development. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's rewind things. So we're talking about the Cara situation. To give a little bit of context about what Cara even is before I even explain the situation, Cara is a website that has pretty much promoted itself as a way that you can post your art safely, you can glaze it, you can nightshade it, and your art is never going to be scraped, it's never going to be stolen. And personally, I've never really been one for the website to promote it or anything. I've talked about it in my social media videos or the posts. I think it's fine that if you want to go there to socialize with other artists, it's fine. But I think that if you try to set yourself up under the expectation or under the premise that a website is infallible and that it's a website that no matter what, your art's never going to be scraped and it's never going to be taken, then you're severely naive and you're not really fighting the right fight if that's what you're trying to prevent and that's what you want to stop. But I still at least appreciate the sentiment. I at least appreciate the message on what the website is trying to go for, even if I personally don't think that they're going about it the right way and that I personally wouldn't want to use the website. But with all that said, the reason why I give you that whole long yappy meal first is because recently, over the past day or so, there was a big situation with Cara actually being scraped, and it started over here with this post, and it said, AMA, I scraped all of Cara. It says, we'll answer questions here on Discord. It says, too long, didn't read. I scraped all of Cara as an anti-AI art platform. It was a fun project. Happy to answer any questions. Some statistics, just over 12 million works in total, 12 terabytes worth of images, on average 2.3 images per post. Average image size 0.95 megabytes. Total cost was just under $10 for the entire scrape. We'll release the list of URLs soon. I may soon have a way to remove glaze slash nightshade. Please join Discord if you will be willing to help. Example, contribute GPU to a pool to process images. And then it says, to all you copyright trolls out there who will inevitably try to repost this post, I am not distributing any image files. Distributing URLs have been shown countless times not to infringe on copyright. Take, for example, I don't even know what the hell this is. I'm not going to lie. But I will say that at the time of me making this video, this user has been banned off Reddit. And I can't even find their post. So I'm assuming that their post went down with it and that some stuff has gone down since the time of that post being made. Now, following that post, one of the creators, I think actually is the creator of Cara themselves. I really don't know how to say their name, so I'm just going to say their last name, but Zhang has made a very lengthy post going over their thoughts and opinions regarding this entire situation, and I want to go over that first before I give my own thoughts. So they start off by saying, what the hell must I do? Artists just want to place online where platforms don't feed their work to AI, so I built Cara, but people won't leave us alone. The laws don't help us, the governments don't help us. What are artists supposed to do exactly? And they continue on by saying, we already have anti-bot and anti-scraping measures throughout Cloudflare. We've already set cfrobot.txt telling bots not to scrape for AI. We went as far as to opt out of federated services, even if it made us unpopular, just so it's clear that we don't want our users' data scraped. 2. Over 12 million images on Cara. That's the love and heart and effort of our community of over 1 million users who simply want to create and share their art with a community that respects one another. People just want to save space, and AI users go out of their way to destroy. 3. And then they're talking about this. This makes me so unbelievably scared and angry. I genuinely feel violated. How can AI users defend themselves when some of them are doing genuinely evil and spiteful things like this? This isn't defending AI art. This is going into a safe space, stealing from thousands upon thousands of people's hard work and laughing about it. I don't know how to express my heartbrokenness. And to continue on, Zhang says, we just want to exist. Maybe scraping is welcome or encouraged on X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, Blue Sky, but we have said no. We have said no in so many ways. Why must things be allowed to continue? Why must innocent people take this on and the government do nothing? And this is I'm showcasing more screenshots. I'll show this real quick so you can see it. And then continuing on, they say, we're told consent isn't always valid, that if you don't want your post to be used, then don't post. It's like saying a store being broken into is at fault for having windows. In real life, that's illegal. A door not being bank vault strong isn't an invitation to violate. And so this was one of the Reddit posts talking about it, saying here, there's nothing awful about scraping data. Scraping the AI data training is legal, it's fair use, and said scraped data isn't saved to the model. Don't let the antis tell you otherwise. And then they finish off by saying if they don't like it, then direct them to one of the oldest rules on the internet. If you don't want your stuff to be posted or used by others, then don't post it. And then continuing on, James says AI proponents say houses must be demolished to build a highway. But have you asked the owners of the houses before taking their homes? How is everyone benefiting if an entire class of people who don't consent are being violated and their pleas are being repeatedly ignored? And this is them showcasing another screenshot from the Mandarin Poppy person. And they said scraping is necessary to develop good models is like building a highway. Some houses must be demolished, but in the end, everyone benefits. And they continue on, Jang says, we're told to take action, to lobby, to make laws. I'm already part of 2 class actions representing artists on copyright. I've already built Cara, but these people haven't left us alone. How much must a victim take on? Why should the world's data up for grabs when we say no? This is them showcasing their screenshot. Person said all the people under this post really thinking that some arbitrary social courtesy is going to be enough to stop someone from using existing tech the way it's always been used. If they really didn't want scraping to happen, they should lobby judges to implement a law. But we all know that's way too much work for an average internet keyboard warrior. Continuing on. Jang says, we know that breaking and entering is illegal in real life, and we don't blame a victim if their home isn't strong enough to stop crimes. So why are online citizens expect to have some sophisticated ability to stop such attacks? Then continuing on, Jang says people have been saying no over and over and there's no recourse. In other matters, an individual or small business could go to small claims court, but there's nothing for us in this digital age of violence and anti-consent. When will there be a law that protects people? And then they finish off by saying, I've done the best I could as an individual these last 4 years. I worked and stressed to the point my body is falling apart and my hair now falls out in clumps. I've been trying so damn hard, but where are the government officials and lawmakers who can help? Please stop this. And then that is where their post ended. Now there is a little bit more. There's a little development, but I will just real quick share a little bit of my own thoughts and opinions regarding this. I think that, what Zhang is trying to do is commendable. I think that is, it's great that someone wants to take up, the mantle and try to fight back against this in some way, shape, or form. And the thing is, while Cara is a great idea, it is still unfortunately an uphill battle because, yeah, I mean, I think it sucks and maybe they didn't put it the best way in this message, but yeah, ultimately if you do want change, at least in the United States, in the United States government, you have to lobby. You really have to lobby. That is the only way. You can make as many safety measures, counter protections that you want on a website online, but it unfortunately just will never be enough because you will eventually get someone like Mandarin Poppy who's going to do something scummy like this and say, hey, I see this as a challenge. I'm going to take it and get it done. And for all we know, the other thing that also has to be understood is this might have already happened before. And the thing is, this user might be just the first one to disclose that they were able to do it, but other people have probably done it behind the scenes, but just never made an announcement because that's just how AI bros have always done it, right? All the data models have always been scraped without your consent, without your knowledge, and without you ever knowing. And so your stuff has probably been fed into some AI machine, whether you like it or not. It's the same way with Twitter. Like that's kind of the ultimate reality that we are in, and the only real way to make a difference, unfortunately, is to go with lawmakers, try to get something done. And we already know how much of a pain in the ass that process is as well too. It really sucks that the unfortunate realistic solution, and it's not even a solution, it's just kind of like waving a white flag at that point, is to just not post stuff online. Like the only real recourse if you don't want yourself to be part of something at this point in time is to just post nothing and say, all right, that's it. I'll just keep it offline and call it a day. And that's not really a fun attitude. That's not really the best way to go about things. And it sucks that that's kind of like your ultimate recourse at this point in time. Now, earlier in the video, I did say that there was supposedly like at least a silver lining to this. There is at least kind of like some good news. Take this as you will. This is all allegedly. I can't personally verify this. I can't tell you that this is exactly true or not. So take this as you will. But this was posted earlier. It says I've spoken to the Cara scraper and he decided not to release it. This user says that they spent a few hours talking with them one-on-one. Says, I know some of you guys will think I'm being shitty or lying or whatever. I literally spent my whole day trying to convince them. On top of that, so many people are being angry. Overall, he did decide to get rid of it. I'm going to see through with the deletion. Yes, I believe he's going to delete all of it because of the trouble between pro-AI and anti-AI people. He said he is sorry. He was rage bitten a bit, but it got too serious. His Reddit account was also banned 3 different times. I'm assuming that's saying banned. And if we look at the image, this is his response saying, not everyone my reasoning. I obviously can't release the full data set with image files for legal reasons. I could release the list of the URLs, but it would cause many people to be very unhappy. If it did release the URLs, Cara would almost certainly add rate limiting on their CDNs. Thus, there's really no point in releasing the URLs since the data set won't be replicable anyways. So for all those reasons, I am most likely not going to release either the URLs or the files publicly at this time. Keyword at this time. Now continuing on, there was another response that was provided by this user from up here. They also provided this. There's another screenshot saying, absolutely, that would be disrespectful. They said, how does something like this sound? Obviously need to reword it quite a bit, but content wise, hello to the artist community. I'm the person who scraped Cara. First of all, I would like to apologize for the way I went about this. I scrape websites regularly, and my initial intent was for Cara to be a useful resource for the AI community. I did not anticipate the hurt or issues it would cause the artist community. After I posted my initial post, I became carried away with rage baiting and trolling. It was shitty of me. I apologize. I have decided not to share the data set in any form. No links or images will be distributed, regardless of whether doing so would be considered legally acceptable. Rest assured that none of your work will or has been shared by me. To the Cara team, I apologize for the massive headache I'm sure I've caused and being a dick about it. The main protection you could add to Cara would be to rate limit CDN downloads, as downloading that scale of data over proxies would be quite expensive. This would prevent most scraping. Again, I apologize for everyone for this, even though I know many will not accept it. And so that is supposed to be the response. That is supposed to be them, I guess, understanding, the severity of their actions and what they have done. Whether or not you believe it, it's going to be up to you. That's realistically all I can tell you at this point. I guess you could say that at least they gave like an example or at least some type of information to Cara devs on how they can at least help prevent their website from being scraped any further than it already has. But yeah, it's a pretty trash situation all around. That's the only way to really put this. At least, this could be seen as a silver lining, but you do have to wonder, what are the chances that the website has been scraped already beforehand, and this is just the first public one to be brought to light. I think, again, when it comes to these websites, you have to go under the assumption that your stuff will be scraped because, again, this is just the first guy who's opened up about it, but who knows how many people have done it behind the scenes that have never said anything at all. Pretty sure it's been done, and this is just the first one that's been brought to light, and now someone has provided at least a solution. At least I hope that's a solution to Cara to try and prevent this from happening going forward. But yeah, I don't know, trash situation all around. At least allegedly they're going to delete everything. Whether or not they follow through with it, couldn't tell you. It's easier to say one thing and then do another. It's also not like there's anything attached to them personally. Easy for them to just go ahead and say, you know what, still go through, maybe sell it behind hand or with an AI company. Who knows? I couldn't tell you. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.